Hey, this is Mike Kollin again. Hello, YouTubes and everyone out there. Again, go to MikeKollin.com, KOLLIN.com, MikeKollin.com, or go to crackthefemalecode.com, and that will take you to my resource pages where you can buy my book. All right, so let's get right to it. This is the second part. It's probably going to be like broken into 4 or 5 parts, but this is the second recording. I want to kind of briefly go over what I was talking about in the first couple sections when I was talking about Raven. Real briefly, she said, why are we so... Because she just got out of a relationship with this guy who said this guy was a jerk. And I'm like, well, why do you date jerks? She goes, I don't know. There's something about him. It's just it's exciting. Which there's so much I could talk to you about that, about why women actually like to argue and fight. Because there's a thing in her mating system, it triggers it. Because what happens is when the man gets angry and raw, he gets all mad and smashes stuff, he's like a caveman. The thing that most people don't want to admit, we are still highly connected to our caveman brain. And that's the lower part of the brain called the reptilian or RAS, the reticulating activating system, the instinctual system, the fight or flight brain. And that system is designed all the way back thousands of years, literally from the caveman days. So when a caveman's yelling and pounding and raw, all of a sudden she's getting triggered, and it increases his testosterone and it releases through his pheromones. So it turns her on, it gets his adrenaline going, and, well, there's great sex afterwards. That's why we have great sex after we fight. What do they call it? The makeup sex. Okay, so the whole jerk thing, that's a part of it. That's a big part of it. But there's also a social thing in the female's right brain. The right brain for men and women is the socializing brain, but men aren't that connected to it. Women are very left and right, whereas most men are very stuck in the left brain, even if they don't realize it. So the point being is, part of the female system is designed to socialize children. The problem is, if you don't approach her in the right way, not just the approach when you first meet her, but getting to know her, she'll unconsciously see you as a child, and she will try to socialize you, and that will doom the relationship from the bat. So I will teach you in my course how to be the leader, how to be a caveman that she can look up to, that she can feel comfortable with and safe with and rely on. Okay, I don't mean rely like solely rely, but a relationship where two people are, co-joined, working together, etc., etc. So as I was talking to Raven, I made it really clear to her that her caveman brain is very attracted to the caveman, the selfish jerk of a caveman, because that guy is going to take what he wants. Now, that phrase alone, guys, how many times have you heard of women or in an online ad saying, looking for a guy who knows what he wants and knows how to get it? In other words, takes what he wants. Use that phrase. Tell a girl, like, when I want something, I take it. I know what I want in life. Those are things that trigger in her mating system in the lower brain. The reason why I keep going over this is because my course, at least a third of it, 40%, is about the core of what's going on unconsciously for men and for women. If you approach it from that way, all of a sudden you don't need to rely on lines. You don't need to rely on memorizing techniques and gambits and games, and I'm trying to think. Although games and jokes are funny, but they should be natural, which I'll teach in my course. But what really needs to happen is, I don't care how many lines you take, how many courses you take. If you're relying on memorizing stuff, that's logical left brain. And what you're doing is you're taking her away from her mating system. Her mating system is hardwired to her right brain's communication center. The male brain mating system is connected to his eyes, the optic nerve. So men are visually sexually turned on. Women, it's connected to the right brain. So it's through her ears, but it's the right brain's internal, mentally stimulating and emotionally fulfilling language. This is what your wife wants. This is what Kobe Bryant's wife wants. Sure, a $100,000 Mercedes-Benz, a $250,000 Ferrari, that's nice. A $5 million, $8 million home, that's awesome. But it doesn't melt her heart. It doesn't make her swoon. It doesn't make her just want to come into your arms, to melt back into your arms.